Hello, greetings and welcome to Critic Reviews, where I review the pony show and other things of interest to me for your perpetual enjoyment. Now, Season 3 is probably one of the most controversial of the show. Seeing as how it only had 13 episodes, there was most likely a lot of content cut. In fact, it was revealed to be that since Hasbro didn't need to spend as much money on the show for equal returns, they cut the number of episodes commissioned in half, which while making a lot of business sense, is a really hard blow to the loyal fans of the show. Now that's not to say there weren't any good episodes in the season, far from it in fact, although it may contain my most hated episode of all time and be the worst season of them all, it contains a couple of episodes that I think really shine, like Magic Duel, Wonderbolt's Academy and, well I bet you've already guessed it, Magical Mystery Cure. Now, before you get on your high horses and tell me why I'm wrong, let me at least get through the review before you start commenting. Looking at this episode critically, it's incredibly flawed, such as the concept of the cutie mark and what significance it has on a pony's life. A word is thrown around a lot in this episode, and that word is destiny, which only serves to confuse the audience, because if you look at the cutie marks and special talents of a couple of the other of the main six, you'll see that it really doesn't translate into their new roles. Take Rarity for example. She has Rainbow Dash's cutie mark, but Rainbow Dash didn't get her cutie mark for weather management. That is just a job she does. And Applejack with Rarity's cutie mark. As you'll know, Rarity got her cutie mark in gem finding, not dressmaking. Or maybe making dresses with gems, but either way, AJ ain't done either of those things. And then we come down to her homegirl AJ. Her cutie mark represents apples, yes, but it's not just a never-ending workaday attitude that AJ has. Her cutie mark represents more than just apples. The 3 apples represents her family: Granny Smith, Big Mac, and Apple Bloom. A point brought up by Tommy Oliver in his video discussing cutie marks is that the way the ponies are acting are how the ponies themselves see each other, which is actually a fairly valid point now that I'm really thinking about it. And can we just talk for a second about Twilight casting Starswirl's spell? Was she so enamoured with the idea of casting a spell developed by Starswirl the Bearded that she completely glossed over the part about it being unfinished? She does seem pretty excited, and had the letter not said unfinished, I would have shrugged it off as fine. But someone like Twilight should know better than this. After all, how many spell mishaps have happened since she moved to Ponyville? Probably more than any of us can count. The importance of this point is really subjective, and to most it may seem like a nitpick, but this blunder caused the conflict of the episode, and, Twilight's a smart pony. Just seems to me like it made Twilight stupid for a contrived plot device. Another point of contention in this episode has to be the pacing. Because most of the episode is song and the in-betweens are simply exposition explaining the story, I can't really blame people for seeing this as a problem. It has an inconsistent pace which is only exacerbated by the fact that the 3rd season was so short. If the season had been longer, or if this episode had been given a 2-parter status, perhaps this would not have been the case. A sort of moral dilemma I came up with when watching the episode, which really signifies how Equestria views the cutie mark, and how much power they hold over society in Equestria. When the ponies' cutie marks are changed, Twilight says that it's all wrong, and Spike says this:
"Maybe our friends will go to like their new lives."
To which Miss Purplesmart here says this:
"No, Spike. They're not who they are meant to be anymore. Their destinies are now changed."
Not who they're meant to be anymore. It's this kind of static perspective on destiny that really makes me wonder. If a pony gets a cutie mark in, say, construction, can they then change fields to medicine? Or will they forever be constrained to just one line of work? These ponies are forever trapped by their own biology, and perhaps more so how pony society views the cutie mark. Twilight has been shown to be very sceptical and, might I say, closed-minded, so an attitude like this seems very appropriate. I've said in a previous video that destiny plays a huge role in the world of ponies, but is that how the world works? Or is it an artificial construct incorporated by ponies to make some semblance of order in their lives, but then actually started constricting them? These ponies are not exactly free, and that's a very strange thing to see in such a happy place. So I guess if nothing else, this episode is entertaining. It offers more of what I consider one of MLP's strong suits, and can actually save episodes for me. The songs were enjoyable, the characters were awesome, and although there were some slight hiccups when it comes to the pacing, I personally don't think it ruins the episode. I'm going to give this episode 8 Mary Sues out of 10. I genuinely enjoy this episode, and its flaws don't spoil what is a really good time. And I will also not discuss the controversy of Alicorn Twilight, because it's a dumb controversy just like the 1,000 other controversies surrounding the show. Well, that's the end of the video. Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if of course you don't. I'm the Ponyville Critic, and I... Oh. Whoa. What is that?